Well, old Bob was doing fine until this morning when Hoppy decided, as he was by the fence, Bob that is, by the fence, so was Hoppy, he decided to lurch through the fence and attack his face. Poor old Bob didn't know what the hell to do. So basically, like an idiot, just stood there while he took chunks out of his comb and side of his face until I realised what was going on, because there was no noise, and pulled him off, or took him out of the fence and put him back. So poor old Bob, he's got on both sides. So that wasn't the best. Poor old Boots. Oh, he's finally eaten his grain. His eye, hold on, go through the gate, is an absolute mess. Oh, pain, I won't get too close to him, I know you can eat. But his eye is a mess. Keep bathing it. He's had another course of antibiotics. Sorry. But it's, the whole of his eye is sort of a massive scabby pus, and his body's trying to reject it, trying to get rid of it. It's an absolute mess, but there we are. I don't know quite how that's gonna, oh heavens, stay still Bob, Boots, how that's gonna end. Him losing his eye obviously. And as for the stupid turkey that I have now got in the back of the pickup, I'll just touch off for a minute. Oh, well, now she's decided to try to incubate the food dish. So we're not eating, we're not drinking, she's starving to death, and she's sitting on the dish I've given her with the food in it. So now I'm going to put her in the live trap. Wire floor, and in fact I don't even think she's going to fit in there. She'll have to stay laying down. But I've got nothing else with a wire floor. So I'm going to put her in that. Attempt to. I'll try and get the plate out. Suspend her off the floor. And I think I'll stick her in with one of the roosters so she can get well and truly pestered, and perhaps that'll take her off brood, because if it doesn't she's just going to die. There's nothing I can do. I've tried everything. I even tried dunking her in water the other day, and I dunked her about 8 times in water, cold water, and it wasn't the best of days. I had her out here with the others, and every time she went to lay on the floor I took her out, stuck her in the bucket there, and then put her back, and she went straight back to, well, you can see where she was been laying around. Anywhere where there was a bit of a dip in the ground, she would just throw herself down in it and incubate the grass, brood the grass. So yeah, I've had it. If she doesn't break, if I can't stop her brooding, then I'm going to gas her, because she's going to die anyway. So just get rid of her. She's a pain in the neck. Isn't she, Bob? She's a pain in the bloody neck. I even put her out with him the other day. Put her out here. And he pestered her something chronic. She just threw herself on the floor and hissed at him. So, yeah, we'll try that, see what happens. Don't quite know what's going on with all these birds at the moment, but Bob's okay, but then again, he's not. He's got all these blood spots. That's where he was attacked by what was it, Floyd the other day. No, it wasn't. It was Hoppy. But he's got all these little blood thingies going on his comb. He's got something. Yeah, he's got a load the other side. Come here, Bob. Turn around. Let's get a different viewpoint of you. There we are. There you go. I've taken a load off, and then they bleed for a bit and then stop, and then don't re-scab up again. But new ones keep appearing, and I don't know what the hell that's all about. Then yesterday, poor old Guinea there. was in the shed there when I put the turkeys out for their mess about out in the big patch there in the evening. So I chased him out, and Scarface sort of went to approach him, but you know, I didn't think anything of it, and she brought a leg up, but I still didn't think anything of it. He took off flat out and hid under the rushes there. So I still don't understand what was going on. Oh, before that, that's right, he got out with this lot in here. And he was quite happy out there. And then the male attacked and he went up on the roof of the pig house. Then he came back down again, and the other two were dusting and doing their thing, and he was just pecking around with the chickens, and I didn't think anything of it again. Then when I went to feed about 4:45, he was in the shed on the ladder, and I thought, what's going on here? He's obviously been attacked by the other male, so he's given up and gone into the shed. So I picked him up off of the ladder and brought him back out here, and everything was fine, I say. Then when I went to put them out that yesterday evening, he, you know, recap, he went out under the rushes, so I chased him out from under there. Still couldn't understand what was going on. And oh my God, we got a bloody rabbit out there. Baby rabbit. Where's it gone, the little swine? It's disappeared. No, it hasn't. There it is. A little sod. Yeah, you little devil. Yeah. So I finally got him out, and as soon as I got him out, he straight under this lot. It took me about 5 minutes to unmangle him from the brambles and whatnot. And still can't understand why. So let him loose out here. He wanted to go in with Bob, so picked him up, and Bob was looking a bit aggressive, so kept hold of him. And Bob was just, you know, going through his war dance at Guinea, whereas before, you know, Guinea and him have had a conversation through the fence quite happily. Waited for Bob to move away to look at the turkeys. Put him down, put Guinea down, and Bob came at me. Grabbed hold of my hand, skin on my hand, and wouldn't let go. So I had to flick him on the beak. Then he realised it was me and sort of reared back with absolute horror. And then promptly went to chase Guinea. So I put Bob behind the gate there, the other side, grabbed Guinea, and brought him back in here. When he was just sort of messing about up and down there, as he does. And then the turkeys came back in, and Scarface went right up to him and jumped straight on his back. Both feet, all her weight, just flew at him and landed on his back. Oh, that's his lot, he's dead. So I immediately grabbed her. He wasn't dead, obviously. He limped, very sorry for himself, into the shed. So I put her in the stable, along with not along with the broody one, but next to the broody one. And that was that. And I thought, what the hell's going on with all these animals? You know, you've got Boots and brother fighting, yet they've been together for 2 years, never a crossword between them. And Whitey tried to kill him. And his eye is a lot better. Salt water is marvellous. But, well, turn around, you're another one. And I think he's actually even got a little bit of vision in it. But the pussy scab obviously came off during the night. He's just got a little bit of a sort of a black bulbousy bit right on the corner there. But other than that, his eye looks intact. You can see his pupil, and you can see the light ginger of the cornea. Is it the cornea? Yeah, the cornea. And I think he can actually see, because when I went to bathe it this morning, every time I approached it with a cotton wool, you know, with the salt water, he immediately reared his head the other way and shut his eyes. So I'm sure he saw it coming. So I think he has got some vision. So that's great. But what the hell's up with the rest of them? I'm sure I don't know. She's the only one that isn't showing any malice to anybody. And as for Toes, the broody one, come on Bob, you're going to come out and say hello to old Boots. I do this every day for 20 minutes or so just to see. Yeah, well, go on, away you go. He seems a bit peculiar. I thought he was a bit peculiar yesterday. He seemed a bit wobbly, and when he went to move forward or flap his wings, it almost looked as if he was going to have a convulsion, but he didn't. Yeah, you're going to see old Boots? You're going to come and say hello, Boots? Boots flaps his wings and tries to look menacing, but doesn't really mean it. Bob does the same and then runs. He flaps his wings and then runs. But, or tries to run. But he makes me laugh. He comes in at night, takes himself into the kitchen, clucks around for a few seconds around about the place, and if I'm on my laptop, he'll come and sit behind me. But if I'm not on my laptop, he'll wander around, go down the side of the table, find his cage and lay by the... See, his leg's wobbling again. Are you going to go backwards on me again, Bob? I mean, I cut down all the concoctions very gently, and he's now just on corn. He had an egg this morning. But other than that, his food source is just purely corn. I wanted to see, you know, what would happen. And I'm wondering if he's not getting the extra bits and pieces he was getting in with the chick crumbs and all the other, you know, herbs and things and supplements. And although I was bringing it down gently, now he's not on them at all. Perhaps it's having an adverse effect. You still flap your wings right on a fence, don't you? So you smack your wing against something not moving. Yeah, you're daft. You hurt yourself. So perhaps I ought to give him the chick crumbs and the ground up oats and wheat once a day. So he's getting a few more extra bits and pieces, and see if that maybe restabilises him. Perhaps it is a vitamin and mineral trace element and bits and pieces deficiency, and now I'll say for 2 days, maybe 3, he hasn't been on anything other than corn. I'll say he had the protein and an egg this morning. A boiled egg. And they all did. Their usual twice a weekly pig out on eggs. About 34 of them. Perhaps that's what's causing the problem. So I'll put him back on. Be gentle, Boots, now, just because your eye's better. No, don't be nasty. It's all right, Bob, I'm here. He didn't actually attack, and Bob says, "Oh, bugger this, I'm going to go back." Yeah, I saw with Guinea yesterday, he attacked me. He was going to kill Guinea. No, you don't like it? You want to go back in your patch? Oh, that's a shame. You've only been out here 5 minutes. Oh, you're doing your thing, are you, Boots? Yes, I'm sure you can see out that eye. He's not turning his eye. Shut up. He's not turning his head completely sideways to his good eye when he scratches to see what he's scratched up. He was actually looking square then. So I do think he can actually see a bit out of that eye. That'd be great if he could. And you won't be damaged at all then, really, will you? Well, I'll say Bob's vision's a bit naff. That's another thing I noticed this morning. I went to give him a drink. He's got his food and his water in his cage now. So he can ad-lib all night and all morning until I put him out. I went to give him his drink out of his dish, and he was going about 4 or 5 inches to the side and looking as if he was drinking, but it was just fresh air. He wasn't anywhere near his water. That bothered me too. So, yeah, I'll reintroduce the crumbs and the mash that I make, and see if that improves him, in which case if it does, then it is definitely a deficiency problem that he's got, an absorption of what he needs to absorb. Obviously he's not absorbing it, his body isn't processing the food correctly, and the corn or anything else he might pick out here, and he's deficient. So that would be another experiment to try, see if that does help. Right, go and look at the turkeys now, stupid damn things.